everybody. This is Mike Suarez without his headphones, so I can't tell if you can hear me or not. And welcome to another episode of Yikes with
Misha,
Katharyn Henson.
And she is still not drinking. It's probably been another week. So going for 30 days, right?
Yeah, I'm on day 6. I can't pretend we're not.
She can't lie right now.
I can't fake it.
You are wearing the same clothes. So I was like, why would she dress like that again after they made fun of her?
I just never took them off because I'm so sad. These were the last clothes I wore when I was drinking.
How did that prank work out? We'll never know. So
yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, guys, we're back. Same old adventures as last time because nothing new has happened this week. So we're going to talk about something we started a few episodes ago, where Uncle K went to camp. Or jail. Sorry.
Well, I don't know. Somebody's got to lead me into this somehow.
Because we got to a point where
we did camp. We're not doing. I don't know.
We didn't do either. We started to go into you getting kidnapped, and then we deviated because there was a lot of stuff before that you had just left out.
Well, Misha's my handler today. Officially, he's quit comedy and he's become my manager. So
when did you start?
It's the worst financial.
Kaboom! All right,
got him.
So here's where we left off. We left off where you were gonna go to Disneyland with some people your mom didn't want you to go with. That was where we left off before we went to some other details about you, cock job, and all this other stuff.
Is this the one we're doing?
That's what we're doing right now. Just go with it.
I thought you said we were doing prison.
Well, let's go. We'll lead you. If it's let me do my job.
Okay.
I'm the show's handler.
Oh God.
So
do we need
you got
to
picked up by your mom. Your mom. Like, why were you going to Disneyland?
I just wanted to have some fun.
Right, but you were going with strangers.
Fun. No, I was going to meet my best friend there. We had the same birthday. We were both Capricorns. And I was going to meet her there. She was 18. I was 15. And then some girl that I knew on the internet.
Okay.
And we were going to go to Disneyland. And then I was going to go home and be punished for the rest of my life.
So you knew you weren't supposed to go. You were just going to fuck it. I'm going to go anyway.
I mean, I ran away to Chico. So, yeah, I knew I wasn't supposed to be. If I sound nasty, it's not about you, okay? It's about me.
It's never about me.
And then how did you
It's always about Katharyn.
It's all about Katharyn.
It's the fastest ever happened. That's right. So you were going to Chico with somebody.
Myself.
You just went there. From where?
Okay.
Did you take a bus?
No.
Did you take a train?
Okay, so is this really where we left? Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I need
Get into your place.
Okay.
I think you just see cocaine, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, next time can somebody just have some fucking drugs and I'll be in a much better
I don't
spot.
even
cocaine every time you've told me your stories.
I don't even know where to. I mean, I know where to buy it, but I don't know how to buy it. Like so.
With money.
That's not what I meant. I meant the etiquette. I don't know what it goes for, so you know what I mean. I'm gonna get ripped off.
Okay.
Or robbed. Those guys are usually some kind of minority.
So did we go into the stuff about my brother?
Yeah, talk about how your brother fucking.
The day I decided to run away, my mother had called the police because I had a therapy appointment I didn't want to go to because I'd been busy abusing the Ambien that she had prescribed for me the night before. So when I went,
how many did you take?
Well, what I was doing is she would come in with like hot chocolate and Ambien. It's so sweet, and I feel sort of like a piece of shit now. But she would come in with hot chocolate and Ambien, give it to me, and then I would cheek the Ambien and save it. So I'd like collected a whole bunch of like slivers because I'd have to wait till she left the room so it would melt. But so I was always on a little bit of Ambien. But like once I got enough slivers together, I'd like take a whole bunch of them and like trip because you like can see shit. And so I've been doing that.
How did you find out you could do that?
Because the first night she gave me that shit, like that I had ever had it, I stayed awake and was like, oh my God. Like I saw a circus in my room. The computer screen was like melting. I was like, holy shit, this is rad. So I was like, thanks, Mom. And so then I was like, if I save them and take a whole bunch of them, maybe I'll like get really high. And I don't think it really increases it that much the more you take. It's just that actually increases your chances of falling asleep instead of being high. But like anything, you can build a tolerance. So anyway, I'd been abusing Ambien the night before, and then she tried to get me to this therapy session, and I was like, I'm not getting up. I'm not doing it because I haven't had enough sleep from the Ambien that you gave me. You know, it says 8 hours, and I've only, so I tried to turn around on her. She called the cops. The cops came. They were like, you need to listen to your mother. And I was like, yeah, I've heard this one before. And then she calls
The cops should have said, you should also listen to the cops.
Well, I mean, they're like, what's happening? Like, I'm not...
I don't know if cops can do that, because, like, can't really
I'm not
take it for being an asshole
anybody.
kid.
Yeah, I'm like just in my bed.
Okay.
So it's like, they're kind of like, why are we here right now? Like, there's no threat of violence. Like, nothing's going on. This kid just won't get out of bed.
No wonder
they
white
gave her
women,
mom a ticket for not being cool.
No wonder white women call the cops on, like, barbecues. They call cops on their kids.
Seriously. So then my brother, who had assumed the role of being a third parent.
Right. We went through that stuff. So.
Okay. Like, he calls me up, and he's like, I'm coming in this weekend.
Right,
and your life
ticket.
is going to become extremely uncomfortable. No, that was the story where he squeezed my scab.
That's right.
That was when I was younger.
Scab squeezer.
This was another threat of him coming to so this is after the scab squeezing and all that shit.
Yeah, he's going to make your life
yeah, so it's
terrible.
like, because I fear him and whatever, I'm like, okay, well, you've given me fair warning, so I'm going to leave.
You activated my trap card.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, you think I'm just going to wait here to have my life become uncomfortable? Fuck that. If my life's going to be uncomfortable, I'm going to go out with a bang. So what I figured is I'll go to Disneyland, like my mom wouldn't let me. Mm-hmm. So I pack all my shit. And so, like, I had a guitar that I never played, and I used the guitar case to pack all of my CDs, drill cases and all.
I thought you just had your guitar with you. Like, I'm going to hit the
away
road.
From home, you need your CDs.
Yeah, exactly. All my prized possessions.
I thought you were just going to travel the fucking country with your goddamn guitar on loose, just...
The plan
Life
was...
is a highway. I'm going to ride it.
The plan was go to Los Angeles, go to Disneyland. So, but we went to Chico, which is actually...
Get discovered.
Get discovered. Do some porn.
You were only 15.
She would have called the cops on them.
I lied.
She would have called the cops. She would have shut down the child porn site.
Well, this gets involved, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
So, so basically, my best friend at the time, she was 18. She drove me to Chico, which is not closer to Los Angeles, and she
Chico
drops
is
me
a
off.
Small town in California, not
but
a dude named Chico.
But it's a party town because there's the University of Chico, so it's known as being like a huge party town, and it happened to be St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
And this is what began the next 10 days of my life. So she drops me off with this suicide girl. Did we get here?
Yep.
We're here now.
Okay. You remember this, or does this
we haven't talked
something...
about this yet?
Okay.
Suicide girl.
Yeah, so you know Suicide Girls.
I know what they are. Yeah.
Okay, so I had befriended a suicide girl on the internet based on our mutual love of abusing Ambien. And
you like sleep? I do too. It's fucking meat.
Yeah, so she
I don't know I'm talking like that.
My friend drops me off with her. Her name is Sheena, and she lives with her very hot boyfriend named Dane. I'll never forget this guy. Oh.
Coke?
Huh? Yeah, so whatever. We have this whole day.
You super fingered you?
I fucking wish, dude. That guy.
That would have been a great day.
Was so hot. Great Dane. So, you know, we have this day where I go around town and have my picture taken with, like, the hot dog guy. Did we get here?
Just keep going. Well, you're doing great.
Okay. Well, I just
tell
feel
the
like
story.
I told you guys this.
I've never heard this at all.
Okay. And
Hot dog guy.
I guess you're like a sober person, so I guess you know better than I do. Okay. So I have like a live journal at the time, so we've established that.
That's where we deviated and all that.
Okay. So I'm posting to my live journal because, like, you know, that's what I do. So I post this dragon from this tattoo parlor that Dane worked at, and then, like, me and a photo of this hot dog guy, which all, using those things, they were able to identify which town I was in. The police were, the private investigator. And then using that information, they were able to break.
That's Dane's dragon. And that's Larry the hot dog guy. Well, she's in Chico.
The hot dog guy was apparently a well-known Chico drug dealer. Of course, I didn't know that. I was just like, this is some hot dog guy.
Wait, when you say hot dog guy, what do you mean by this?
He like sells hot dogs out of a little cart, like, you know, they do here in New York.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like he was dressed as a hot dog. It was like, what?
I told this story recently. They said the same thing. They're like, "There's that hot dog."
What a wacky drug dealer like that. Hey guys, I love hot dogs. I got meth. So
I got meth. Yeah, so I didn't know, but apparently, like, they identified him. So they were like, "Okay, so she's in Chico."
That's Larry the drug dealing hot dog.
They even went to the tattoo parlor. Like, so basically, okay, so at this point, I'm in Chico. I'm updating my live journal. They were also able to use that information to break, and by break I mean she was not easy, or she was not difficult to break. Barbara, she was like punk rock, but a fucking pussy.
Who's Barbara?
Barbara was my best friend, aside from this 18-year-old.
She was the one that got bullied and then did like a bunch of drugs afterwards.
So,
yeah.
But so she knew where you were going.
She knew where I was.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. You had told her. You told this fink.
I think I told her. Yeah, I told her.
So
yeah,
Barbara also knew
happened.
where you were, and then and you told her to kill herself.
So now I'm in Chico. So at the time, so I stayed one night with a suicide girl. We both took Ambien and we're drinking. She has some meltdown in her shower, and Dane's like holding her, and she's like in her shower with her clothes on.
I'm harboring a minor. I might go to jail.
Well, I'm 17, and I'm sitting here thinking like, Jesus, this is like, I'm like better at this than you are. I'm like, this is unfucking
You're not
believable.
the one committing a crime.
Well, she didn't know I was 15. Because at the time I had told them I was 17 because I was like...
Still kind of illegal.
I know, exactly. That was my logic.
Could still be considered kidnapping.
Well, but they had no idea I'd run away either. So, okay. let me just backtrack here.
I think they were like, first of all, that's you cock job. She told me to kill myself 5 years ago. Second, this is a crime.
I hadn't told any of these people to kill themselves. That was someone else.
That's the joke.
Okay, anyway.
She was a suicide girl,
This
so
is
she
what
wanted to
happened.
kill herself
Exactly.
anyways.
Yes.
That's why I went with that.
Yeah. Oh, hilarious.
See what I did there?
So,
All right.
So it was spring break. So what we said was, so I'm 15, but I said I was 17 because yes, it's still illegal, but it's not. It's very close to not being illegal. So if anybody chooses to do something with me, that's on them.
Tell people you're 17.
Yeah, because 15's creepy.
Yeah.
And I looked 17, so it was like whatever. So again, if anybody decided to like drink with me or whatever, that's on them. It's still illegal, technically.
Yeah.
It's no more or less illegal than 15, except I'm just closer to 18 in their mind.
I just took Ambien from a kid. I don't think I'm supposed to do that.
Right? And then, and I also said
They
I
have
was
to
on...
take more tablets because it's for children.
Oh. Yeah, you say children's Ambien on them. I'm not supposed to. Doesn't add up at all.
So then I also said I was on spring break because it was spring break. What are you watching? Are you looking for a naked woman?
No, there's the lady in the window, but I think she's with her dude. So
Are they both naked?
he doesn't have his shirt on, but he's not so good looking.
Now I want to... Oh, never mind.
He's
Anyway.
like a skinny drugged out dude.
So, and then I said I was on spring
I like
break.
how that was so obvious. I was like, what am I?
Well, I'm like, why are you not paying?
Are you
really
gonna
This is a
advise-
really good
boob
story.
again?
It's
Anyway.
a really good story.
So yes, she's
He's
having a
never said
meltdown.
that.
Stop talking.
He gave me a compliment. I like that you're like, stop talking. And you know what? Let's beat him up right now.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Dad.
Meltdown in the shower. She's wicked witching. What happened
That's
then?
not where I was at. I'm saying I had orchestrated this plan because it's spring break in Chico. So I just told them I was on spring break. I'm 17.
I
I'm
know.
in high school.
So I'm taking
on
you back
spring
to
break.
where you had stopped.
Right. So I have a story, so nobody's really questioning anything, and that's fine because I'm smarter than all of them, really.
So her meltdown meant nothing. She was
No, it
just,
had nothing to do with me. She was just melting down from being on Ambien and drinking, and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, she was just being a pussy, basically.
yeah, I was like, you're like, almost twice my age, and like,
She was an unstable woman who was hanging out with a 17-year-old. Yeah,
How old
I'm
was
sure
she?
she had a
actually,
breakdown.
she was probably late 20s, so never mind.
Yeah, that's pretty old for a suicide girl. That's
Right.
long in the tooth for one of those
So-
gals.
Yeah, aren't they part of the 27 Club?
They usually put them out the pasture, if you know what I'm talking about. They change their tattoos to something respectable.
Yeah, and I'll never forget this. So
They're heavy enough to actually hang from the noose.
I had been sleeping on their pull-out couch, and at the time I like wore emo glasses. And when Dane went to work in the morning, I'd fallen asleep with my glasses on. He like took them off and put them on the nightstand, and I was like, "This is the closest thing I've ever felt to love," and it still is. Anyway, so I stayed there one night, but then I was like, "This bitch is unstable."
How
so
old was Dane, by the way?
he was like 30s, in his 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you say he was hot, what kind of hot was he? Was he
Like,
Viking hot or like Brad Pitt hot?
No,
or...
like he was more like he had short hair. Like, I mean, he was a tattoo artist.
If he was played
like,
by an actor, who would be played by?
I think he would be played. You remember when like he didn't look like this, but you remember in Ryan Phillippe in Place Beyond the Pines, where he like looked just really hot, but covered in tattoos and kind of rugged and manly.
Say the actor's name. That's fine. Ryan Phillippe.
Oh,
Gotcha.
not Ryan Phillippe. Sorry, Ryan Gosling.
Gosling. Yeah, sorry.
But he
yeah,
didn't
I
look
get what
like
you mean.
Ryan Gosling.
Like a younger. Well, he looks
He was
different.
tanner and
yeah.
whatever. Anyway,
But if he was played by somebody,
well, I'm just saying, I'm equating it to a character. It doesn't fucking matter. I'd fuck the guy.
I want to
I'd
drag
fuck
out to
him
this guy
right
later.
now.
I want to.
find him on the internet and be like, look, are you single? Because I'm of age now. Like,
You're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take you.
yeah, right. He's just like crippled. No teeth. Just my time. Anyway, so I stayed there one night, and then I met the girl who ran lipstickparty.com, which was essentially, this was all before Friendster. So the social media on the internet was very like niche. There was no MySpace, Friendster. There was like Face the Jury, and then like Makeout Club and Lipstick Party, and it was like band people and scene kids and shit. So if she had done it right, she'd be like a billionaire now, but she fucked up. So I can't imagine being this woman. God, I'd just kill myself.
She fucked up. What did she do?
Well, because she didn't market it correctly, and as a result, like, she essentially had one of the first social media websites where you put photos and you write your bio and whatever. But I mean, she got bamboozled somehow, didn't do whatever she needed to do, and then MySpace, Facebook, all those places.
Well, she wasn't tricked. She was just lazy.
I mean, I don't know how. She built the entire fucking thing herself. I don't get what she
didn't sell it to anybody and got like no money. She just,
I guess, right?
She just didn't market it and got overrun by better websites.
Too sceney. Like, it wasn't like MySpace is the like broad appeal version of that.
So I went to her house.
They got Hydrox.
It's the pop punk of.
Yeah, she was fat too. So I met her and I remember being like,
Let me explain.
Tom, much hotter.
He got Hydrox. Hydrox. You know what that means?
No.
Hydrox was first. Oreos were second.
Oh.
And when you see Hydrox cookies, they're like, oh, no one cares about those motherfuckers.
Hydrox
That
sounds
doesn't
like
sound
a
like a
thing
cookie.
that you take to like get big.
Oh,
like,
or
I was
Oreo.
gonna say to poop.
Yeah, it sounds like medicine. Yeah, Hydrox is like a supplement.
yeah, it sounds like
Oreo
Barry
had
Bonds
a-
took it
had a bit-
before he took steroids.
That's why
Yeah.
there's an asterisk next to it. All that Hydrox.
Oh, that Hydrox.
That's one of the H's in HGH, isn't it? Hydrox growth hormone. Human growth Hydrox. So,
It was more of a Cabrera. I was trying to come. Who's the fat Yankees pitcher?
I don't know.
CC Sabathia.
Okay, well,
It's a CC Sabathia.
moment's passed.
I'm just waiting
That's
till
fine.
you're done.
I know.
We
So,
like to riff every once in a
lipstick-
while to keep people.
Yeah, we try to, have something funny happen. I said the word try. And
Her stern look is just like such a. Go on.
yes,
Where was I? So
she got
I met-
Hydroxed.
Okay,
Lipstick party.
so fine.
Jesus Christ.
So she lived with her mom, and I was, why I
We've
mentioned
gotten
she.
worse at podcasting.
I know, since I stopped drinking, we all got worse. So she lived with her mom, and I was surprised to find out she was like overweight, just because this whole website is based on
Being hot.
being hot.
So you
and
found
seeing-
her.
Well, I met her through the Suicide Girl, and so I ended up just going to her house, and we made friends and whatever. Again, I found out she was also a pussy. I have never seen The Lord of the Rings. The only thing I remember is that I went across the street to her neighbor's house, got very high, drank a bunch of alcohol, ate a bunch of cake, and then had to hold her hair back across the street at her own home because she couldn't handle everything that we had just done. So,
Wow.
and she was like 18.
Like,
so,
go home, nerd.
yeah, and I'm just like sitting here thinking, how am I harder than all of these people? I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm not. I'm in Chico. So again, the ultimate goal is going to Los Angeles, but I of course brought no money because I'm 15 and stupid and had no money, and so. There was a guy who was going to drive me money so I could get on from Sacramento so I could get on the train. His name was Rob. His car broke down.
How did you know this guy?
I went to high school with him, and he was good friends with my friend Danielle, and I think they made out. Or maybe she made out with Fat Brandon. I don't know. She made out with one of them.
Oh, classic Fat Brandon, though, right?
That's a fat brown.
He was
Oh,
so
man,
gross.
such a
Make it
fucking...
out.
He was
with
like that. He was one of
Danielle.
those like hurly pop punk dudes and fat. Ugh. Anyway,
Oh, Fat Brandon.
she made out with one or both of them. But
Whatever happened to Fat Brandon? I think he's running like a KFC franchise or
seen
something.
him on
Do you think people
Facebook
say
at
the same
least
thing about
once.
what happened to Fat Mike?
No, because I wasn't fat.
Oh.
So what
Wow,
happened to
this is a
Mike?
new
He
thing?
became Fat Mike.
You got fat recently?
Like in my 30s, yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah, well, after
this can't happen to me.
Well, you didn't get married. You didn't get married. Had to take an oral steroid for 10 years. So
Oral.
for asthma.
Oh.
I moved up here. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's called. That.
And we're back.
Oh.
You found your groove, just being cunty. That's
That's fair.
You just assumed I was fat my entire life?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be much
I
worse
sort
off.
of assume fat people are just fat from beginning to end.
forever from the beginning.
No, your metabolism, you get fatter as you get older.
I mean,
if you don't catch it.
I got fat in the wilderness, but that was like not my fault.
Okay.
You know.
Well, we're going there.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet.
No.
Oh.
We haven't gotten to fat Katharyn. Or Fathryn. That's not going to work at all. Anyway.
No, it's a fat cat. She's like the original.
There you go.
She's a fat cat.
Oh, she
There's
was
a Reddit
doll.
about you guys.
Way cooler than Fat Brandon. That piece of shit.
I just wonder when I'm going to
Fat
experience
cat
joy
goes to
again
camp.
in my sobriety.
Get on the fat cat train. That was pretty fun. You're not her anymore. You can make fun of her.
Well, they have to take the train because she can't walk there because she's a fat cat. Oh!
Is that man on a shrimp? Anyway.
We make ourselves laugh, and that's, I think, what's important.
So
Can't wait to read the comments.
this dumb bitch doesn't know how to drink. So
Yeah, so meanwhile all this stuff is
You're
going
trying to
on.
get money from
Yeah,
Rob,
his
who's
car breaks down. So I'm in Chico way longer than anticipated at this point.
wait,
so
you went to high school with Rob. He lives in where now?
Sacramento. I don't
Okay, that's
fucking
where
know
you were
this
from,
guy
right?
is. No, I'm from Reno.
That's right. So he went to high school with you in Reno.
No, in Sacramento.
Oh, sorry, I'm all over the place. So you
anyway.
ran away to Chico from Sacramento, right?
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to make
Yeah.
sure.
So Danielle was like, okay, you got to take this money to work, blah blah blah. His car breaks down, so I'm like just at this house. So I'm still updating my live journal. In fact, I ended up taking naked pictures of Sheena that the suicide girl that she used on her Burning Angel account, because she was one of those too.
Yeah,
And so
of
I'm very proud of those because I did some very tasteful black and white photos.
Where she's like,
of softcore porn.
everything
yeah.
but the nipple.
Yeah, so I did that. That was one of my crowning achievements. And then I went to this party with Jordan. That was her name, the fat girl who ran Lipstick Party.
Okay.
Oh, look, I can see her butt now. Anyway.
Damn it. And so I go to this party.
I feel bad. I just turned and was like, oh, there's a butt. So, anyway, speaking of suicide girls,
Okay.
speaking of
You
tasteful
took
nudes.
tasteful nudes of a
Yes, tasteful nudes.
as
Okay.
a 15-year-old.
Correct.
Okay.
And
That's
you
not
can
illegal,
probably
though, right?
find them somewhere. Then definitely illegal.
To
And-
take the. I mean, if you were 15, it'd be. But
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed
you can
to.
take the
Well,
photo
and
of someone older.
I have one photo.
Oh,
they
it was
took of
illegal for
me.
her to take pictures to let you do that. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have
she's,
one
like, exposing
photo
herself
that
to
was
a minor.
taken of
Yeah.
me.
But you're both women. I don't know if it's the same thing.
I have one photo that
If
was
it's not sexual, it's
God
like
damn
you're
it.
just in the shower. You know, it's like in a public shower, like in a thing.
I guess.
I'm finding my
Maybe the
patience
picture's taken.
is,
If
If
is
you make
thin
it sexual,
as
I
a
think that's
sober
what it is.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the law. What either? You know what I just call it? You being lucky.
How long am I going to be grumpy for? Because I'm
Forever.
so angry right now. And normally
We're
I'm like,
talking
whatever.
while you're going on your phone to look for the thing
No,
you need
you
to look
interrupted
for.
me, so I went on my phone to look for the thing I need. But I know this is me. This is me, and I'm just feeling more irritable. How long am I going to be irritable from not drinking?
It depends on your
Until
personality.
you find release.
Well, that's never
Or until
coming.
you start drinking again. Honestly, it's
So-
going to be a tough 4
So
weeks.
I need you
3
to
weeks.
stop
Sorry.
looking out the fucking
I
window.
do. I need to stop looking.
I am
going
gonna lose my fucking mind.
Because I just saw more than I wanted. So
This is the hardest he's been in years, okay? Just let
no,
him
it's not
have
even.
this.
It's not even sexual. It's just
Look at
surprising.
him. He looks like a little boy that saw titties for the first time. Look at how happy he is. Look at his
I'm
smile.
happy.
Look at his smile. Look at his face. He's never been this happy.
I am so unhappy right now.
I'm happy because it's
Fat
making
Mike.
you. Shut up! I'm
putting on
happy
my
because it's
sunglasses.
making you so mad. You know, if Dave were here, you just take those off you and make you feel good again. So
I'm
You
trying
look
to
like
calm
you
down.
own 6 cats right now.
anyway, so Rob breaks down. You're
No, we're not at that part. We're so beyond that.
Let me do my job. So Rob breaks down. He has your money. Now you're taking a picture of this naked lady.
Okay, so I had them take one photo of me. So I took them on Jordan's mother's bed. And then there was one photo taken of me. I always thought it was very funny as a drug user to cover myself in X's and take these photos. So this is a photo of me, real photo, when I was 15. Taken
Are we allowed to look at these photos?
Well, taken of me. One of them took it in this girl Jordan's house on her mother's bed. When
We're
I
all
ran away to
implicated.
Chico.
No, you're wearing clothes.
I am wearing clothes, but this
That-
was me
So I'm gonna.
when I ran away. I'm
You just
covered in
look kind of
X's.
sad right there.
I mean, whatever. I'm in a bra and some very large underwear. Anyway, and I lost
That's
my
like when a 15-year-old really like, oh, I'm being so hardcore. I'm gonna wear a shirt, but I'm also wearing a bra. My girlfriends used to do that kind of shit.
I lost that suede coat and my New York Dolls pin in that excursion. I never saw that coat again. Anyway,
Did you ever listen to New York Dolls again?
No.
Exactly. That was my point right there. Like, oh, this band has the word New York in it, so they're cool, and I'm cool. It's just being 15.
I mean, they were better than the Sex Pistols. But anyway.
Yeah, you're correct. But
I am correct. Anyway, so Jordan takes me to this guy's house that she knows named Justin. So I'm 15. I've never been kissed. Okay, let me just start there. I've never kissed a boy. I kissed a boy in like a play. That doesn't really count.
no,
Yeah.
you keep telling them to go fuck themselves. That's why. Here's
Yeah.
why you're queer.
So I had never been kissed. She takes me to this guy, Justin's house, who's a friend of hers. He's 20.
This guy kiss anybody. Him and Fat Brandon.
Well, we start drinking.
How old was this guy?
20. I just said, see, if you were listening
I wasn't.
instead of coming up with the jokes,
Yeah, that's what I was
it's going to
doing.
take
This podcast
16
is
more
supposed to be.
fucking episodes.
Oh, I hope it does.
She'll be mad the entire time.
I know. I'm going to
We're-
need something. Like, what do people take when they don't drink?
Well, you're doing cocaine, so I think you're
I'm
on
not
your-
doing anything. I'm so upset right now.
The truth, usually religion. So, oh, kind of in 2 months, he's gonna be like, so I finally found him. I read the good news.
I found God.
She's gonna find Scientology.
You know where he was? In my
Inside
heart
us.
all along. In me, in you.
Oh man,
That's
Could
not
you
gonna happen.
imagine her just knocking on the door like Jehovah's Witness? Hey, it's Katharyn.
Hey, it's Katharyn. I'm here to talk to you about me. I mean God.
God is me and me is God, and that's why I'm religious.
Also, I let you skip by that whole thing I was going to do about the way teenagers latch on to things that don't mean anything. So move ahead. Your New York Dolls pin.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to steer me back to where I was, because what I've done is now I'm going to let you do your job, and I'm going to let you do your job, and when you interrupt me, you guys got to just get me right
That's
back.
what we do.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to zone out.
Trust me.
So I don't even remember where I was.
So you're at this dude's house
You're about
who's
to make
20
out with
years
this
old.
20-year-old.
No, that's not how. That's no, but close.
That's
so,
what. Okay, sorry.
It was
let
being,
me-
you were being set up.
Stop.
No.
You're.
I'm
You've
giving you
never been
information.
kissed. You're out there. You're on the prowl, but you're not feeling confident. Like I'm with these older people, but I gotta seem cool. My New York Dolls pin. Look at me. I'm awesome.
That's not.
You know,
That's not.
And a suede coat.
That's what you
Suede
thought.
coat.
Got a
She
suede
never
coat, so
saw it
they know
again.
I'm. I mean, they think I'm 17. They can't do that shit at all. So
I can't. They thought because I carried myself in such a way.
no, every dude was like, I think he might not. Whatever. So. Those dudes did not give a shit. All right.
Do you want
If
my
a
story or
20-year-old
not?
makes
We're
out.
helping. It's called a podcast, Catherine.
I don't think I've
Do
ever
you
done
think
one
this
of
is a
these before.
conversation? Do you think this is just a regular conversation? We're playing characters of herself.
I'm just.
You told me to do my job, and then you got mad at me when I did.
Well, because she's doing her job of being annoyed.
That's true. Sorry, princess.
Leia.
That was what I was. I should have said, "Excuse me, princess." So what happened next after
Okay.
you went to his house?
So I'm prefacing that I'd never been kissed. So Jordan and I go over to Justin's house and we put on boogie nights and we're all drinking tequila.
That has to be illegal. I mean,
Yeah, she wasn't even old enough to watch Boogie Nights.
Seriously though.
You hold it up for any of these things. So when you were watching that movie, were you getting uncomfortable, or were you trying
we
to
were
act
all
like it
sitting on
didn't?
the couch and we're like chatting. Uncomfortable? You think I'm uncomfortable? We've already talked about how I'm abusing Ambien, forcing my friend to drink
Yeah,
tequila.
but you're
Just-
15 and never even been kissed, and you're watching this like
you
basically
think
a
I
sex
haven't
movie.
watched porn by then? I participated in so much lewd activity on the internet, just a lot of shit talking. Like
That's what I mean, but it's different.
I was fine. Okay, that's my long version of I was fine.
You didn't even get weird at all? You weren't like, oh man, maybe.
No, because we're having
You
conversations.
didn't have like a weird situation like, are they going to have an orgy right now? Is this what they do? Is this what adults
Well,
do?
if you'd let me fucking finish.
I'm asking.
I was
Okay.
fine sounds like the name of her Edinburgh play.
I was fine.
I was fine. No, everything's okay.
Why would you ask me a question when you don't? But I don't give you any answers.
So we're drinking tequila, we're talking, blah blah blah, and then I mentioned to them that I had like never kissed anybody, and they were like, "Are you
17-year-old? Never
by
been
the-
kissed?
Yeah.
By the way, that thing, I've never done that. I'm 17.
Yeah, and they were like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "That's great," you know. So we have this whole conversation. So then Justin kisses me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then Jordan kisses me. So now I made out with like 2 people.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know. So the first time I kissed anybody, I kissed a guy and I kissed
Brandon's
a girl.
really like, God, if only I was there. I
Yeah.
could've really got
And
in
she's
that.
just like imagining it was Dane the entire time.
Did anyone else, even like Dane was like, nah, I already took her glasses off. I don't need to touch that.
There was only 3 of us. We're at Justin's house. So Jordan like goes to the bathroom, and then Justin like really makes out with me. He's like, "I think you're really pretty," blah blah blah. And I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is what attention is." Like, I love it so much.
So
and,
And she's never been the same since.
yeah, so we like, I don't know, we ended up making out in his stairwell. He like picked me up, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so fun!" Like I was like, "This is what I've been watching on the internet for so long." And so we ended up going to this party, and now I'm just like a fucking crazed animal. So at one point, I was making out with Justin in his car, and he was like, "I have to go home," and he was like, "Why do you have to go to Los Angeles?" Because, you know, I told him, I was like, I don't live here, I'm going to LA. And he's like, "Why do you have to go?" And I was like, "Oh, I just have some stuff I have to take care of," which is really...
Gotta, you know, gotta take my guitar and just start getting
yeah,
back
which
to
is
business.
like, I've run away from home, I gotta go to Disneyland, my mom's really mad.
I have to teach my kung fu to the world.
Yeah. So he ends up going home, and I go back into this party that we've all gone to, and then Jordan and I start making out for some dudes, you know, like, because now
Okay.
I'm just like, I want to kiss anybody. I was like, this
Jesus.
is so much fun.
So now you're just
Yeah, she's a
you're,
15-year-old
you're,
whose
you're
hormones
down to
got
entertainment.
unlocked.
yeah, I was just, yeah, it was
Yeah,
like,
you
it
know
was
what?
like
You just watch
Pandora's box.
Boogie Nights right now.
I know. It was like, I was
You're
like, this
didn't
is amazing.
affect me at all. You're fucking making out with another gal and a bunch of dudes
Yeah.
like an hour later.
And then I made out with some long-haired dude. I made out with his brother. I was making out
I
with
kissed a dog that
anybody
night.
I could kiss at that party. So then we decided to like sleep there. So it is a goddamn miracle I was not raped in Chico at 15.
well, yeah,
because-
okay. So wait, you're glancing over a lot right
No,
here.
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm telling you. What else
No,
do you want to
you're-
know?
Let me do my job. It's my Edinburgh show. Let me do my job, lady. So it's like me having sex.
Let me do my job.
This is me having sex with my wife the last year. Let me do my job.
She keeps
Just shut up,
interrupting.
shut up and
No,
let me do my
stop.
job.
Why are you doing this?
Should we? This is let me do my job. That's what that was a different
Relax.
situation. That was her waking me up like that. Shh, relax. What? Anyway. Okay. So you're at this party.
Right.
How many people are at this party?
I mean, there were different rooms. I was in the
Like more
garage
than
area.
5.
Yes, yeah.
So it's like a real party. There's people.
It wasn't like a rager, but it was like a house party.
Like a 20-people party.
Yeah, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know, because I was in the. I remember being in the garage.
It's like- it's not like the party-
Chico's the type of place where there's like couches in garages.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know what
So
you
like
mean.
I was like on the couch in the garage for a while, and
You said it was cool already. So-
yeah, like tons of people were sleeping. Which had a nail file.
So
I
basically,
will buy
it's the
one
party
for you
from.
just so you get to do that during the show.
Thank you.
So it's basically the party from Superbad, but everyone's 20 to 25.
Correct.
Okay.
Or like somewhere between like 18 and like 25, right?
Gotcha. So you fit in there. You don't look
Yeah,
way younger than
well,
everybody.
No, and like that's the thing. I was a very believable 17. I've carried myself, nobody questioned it at all.
Yeah,
Like,
because guys don't question that shit.
no, it wasn't just guy. Like,
People have a
Oh
very
my
don't
God.
ask, don't tell to this thing.
I mean, did you not see the photo of
Yeah,
me?
you look 15. So
All right,
You
whatever.
look so 15 there.
I mean, it was not just guys, but this woman's mother, who I was staying with, believed I was 17.
Yeah,
Like,
I can believe you were 17.
thank
I'm
you.
not saying,
I mean,
but
Jesus,
it's just not.
I'm not like trying to stretch it to like 22. I was a very believable
No, it's just,
17.
a lot of women like to say that when they were younger. It was like, oh, I could fucking buy a car when I was 17.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like,
the
what are
way
you
I
talking
drank,
about?
the way I smoked, the way I carried myself, just what I was doing, the things I
What
talked
I'm,
about.
What I'm telling you
were a
is,
very cool 15.
if you were to watch
I'm
like a video of you doing that, you would be like, what the fuck? You would be like, I look like a fucking idiot.
I have so many photos of me doing
I
that.
didn't say photo, I said video.
Look, whatever.
I'm just saying, the
I
way-
don't need to sell that I seem 2
I'm
years
not-
older than I was. I just did. Like I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. Like there was these guys weren't like, oh, look at this definitely 15-year-old who's saying she's 17 making out with an 18-year-old. They were like, oh, look at like two barely legal girls like
There's
making
like,
out.
look at these two gals make out. That's all they're saying. They
Yeah,
don't
I
care.
mean, nobody was like, oh, is this girl younger than 17?
Yeah, you got a party in Chico. They don't give a shit.
All
What
right.
else about the fuck the couch?
I mean, it's frustrating because I'm just like, I don't know what to say. Fine. I guess everyone secretly thought I was 15. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
You are very mad about this.
Well, I'm just like, I don't know what to say. Like, people weren't, I'll put it this way. They were eventually informed I was 15.
Yeah, I know,
and
that's
it
what we're
caused
getting to.
a lot of problems.
We're getting
you know
to
what I
that.
mean? Because,
So,
like,
I get it. It's fine. Okay.
I'm
I'm trying to bring up a point of what we all do when, like, in that situation when we all
We're
think
trying
we're
to take a step backwards.
I'm trying to look at the
Step out,
situation. All right, it's called you know.
Oh boy.
I need a
So
Xanax.
we're not just barreling through the story and not taking into the fun parts.
Okay, well, don't do whatever. we
This
gotta
was a
do.
party where you were making out with another lady
This is
in
not a
front of a
party
bunch
right
of
now.
dudes. No, it's
Yeah.
called a podcast.
You need to figure out what nouns are.
So you're there. You're already all horned up. You're like, I just kiss something. I
Yeah.
want to kiss more stuff because your first
Yeah.
kiss. You're like,
Yes.
I need things in here and this and that.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, you're just walking up to dudes like, you want
Yeah, I was making out with
17? You
everybody.
want to kiss me?
Yeah. So,
Hey, guess what? I'm not 15. I'm totally 17. You want to kiss me? You can kiss me right now. I got chapstick and everything.
yeah, so I'm kissing all these people, but eventually, like, the party winds down. And
Well,
so,
let's hold on. Let's have fun with this.
I mean, there's not a lot more details.
I know,
I
that's
guess
why
if you
I'm-
could find one.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, fine. Go on.
So, you just can't skip over. So I made out with this girl in front of people and then keep going. All right.
Okay.
This is a very compelling situation. So even the people stopping over, even that person put on clothes. So
That part's not going to make any sense for listeners. I just.
if they listen to every episode, it will. Anyway,
Mike staring out the window, being like, "Why am I doing this?"
that's the thing. I'm not even staring to look at her. I'm like, oh, let's go. Oh, that's right. That's why I don't look that way. So it's rude. Anyway, she's not there anymore. So you're making out with things randomly. All right. What leads to you two making out in front of a circle of guys, as I am picturing
Did
it?
they chant kiss, or did you guys like
No,
plan?
I-
Did someone go like, "You should totally kiss Jordan"? That'd be funny, right? It'd be hilarious
She
if
and
you
I
kissed
had already
Jordan.
kissed earlier
Yeah, but
that night, so
these guys didn't see it.
yeah, but I think
It
it was
wasn't
just
a
like
show then.
I think I vaguely remember it being a lot more anticlimactic than you're saying.
Right,
Like it was just
because-
like, I'll make out with it. You want to see us make out? Like we just did it.
Yeah, because
you
at
know?
Justin's house, that was more like a scene from a young adult novel. And then
Right.
I kissed her, and it was my second kiss, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Super fudge. So
And other stories by Judy Blue.
exactly, you were just Judy Blumen back there. This shit,
Ah, Judy Blumen.
Judy Blumen.
Judy Blumen.
See where we got? That is why I did that, so we could find Judy Blumen.
Somebody
Judy
so Misha could
Blumen.
say one funny thing. We had 30 minutes of circling this make out at the party. Okay.
Well, I need it. Okay.
Anyway, but this isn't Judy Blumen over here. This is getting more into
Yeah, we're
like
just wilding
Cameron
out.
Crowe situations over.
Yeah.
So like you just did. You just like, hey, you want to kiss me again, Jordan?
I mean,
Or-
we were sitting there, we were drinking. I mean, this was over 15 years ago. I don't necessarily, I mean, we might have been playing a drinking game. We might have not been. I just remember, like, I was very like, oh, do you guys want to watch us we'll make out. Like, you know,
So that's
very,
what I'm talking about.
You volunteered
in
it.
terms of you.
I'm pretty sure we volunteered it.
yeah,
Very just
that,
out of nowhere.
That is young girl shit of trying to get attention from guys.
But this was, for me, I was more like, Oh, I just like made out with 2 people and I've been making out with this dude in his car, and like I have never done, and now I'm like I will make out with anyone, and I made out with tons of people.
But you made out with
there.
Jordan in front of a bunch of people. It's like, no, I'll know I'm an adult. Like, I'm not saying that's what you were doing, but that's what we trying to prove it, like what you are.
I mean, but she was an adult doing it anyway. Then I made out.
Yeah, she's just cool. So I'm gonna keep saying cool like that.
All right, I'm gonna let you continue steering the ship.
Yes. So it wasn't.
Because I'm just like, this is the most boring part of this story.
That's why I'm making it better than it is.
I wish we could just gloss over and get to the good stuff. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I hate this episode.
You don't want to waste it. This is actually more interesting than you think it is. But you were there, so.
Okay.
So it wasn't just a circle of dudes going like, kiss.
No, there were like a couple of dudes sitting around with us, and there was more party going on in other rooms and shit. I mean, this was just one part of the party.
Okay. So
it wasn't like everyone was like, get your cameras out, because there were none. Because this
right.
was...
That's why they would. It's also before like so much internet porn, so you couldn't just watch women go at it like that.
I mean, yeah, you could.
You had to go watch Wild Things with Kevin Bacon. So.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway.
So it's an anticlimactic makeout session, which you kept saying earlier, but it would have been more fun if you had just let it happen. Mm-hmm. So, not the right words I should have said. So.
That's funny.
This is where she's at, where she's like, oh, that's funny. Like, she's just so done with us.
So, you are there. That's the party. What next?
Great. So then I... made out with some guy. I made out with his brother. The party starts winding down. Jordan and I decide we're going to stay there. So I go on some couch to fall asleep.
Whose house is this, by the way?
No idea.
Exactly.
One of the brothers I made out with, not the cuter one, the grosser one, he like laid down next to me.
He was a real fat Brandon.
And again, like what I had started saying was like, it's a fucking miracle. I was not. It's a miracle nothing. I have been very fortunate to not be sexually assaulted or raped in my lifetime, and it's incredible. I was. He like began. Well, never mind. I guess I'm about to say I was sexually assaulted. He like began to finger me, right? And I remember thinking.
But you thought you were asleep? He didn't even ask. He
didn't ask.
Got in bed and started.
We were on the couch, and he didn't ask. He just got next to me.
Did he think you were asleep?
To do that. This has happened to me twice in my life, this exact thing. And I've done the same thing both times. I pretended to be asleep. I just didn't react. And he eventually stopped. And,
I mean, it's still terrible, but.
Yeah, so that's as far, so I guess
he just went straight to finger. He didn't start kissing you or anything. He just went straight to.
He might have done, but I just didn't do it back because I was like, I'm not.
Checked your oil. Like,
yeah, I was just sort of like, I'm like done. You know what I mean? I was like done for the night. I had my fun, and
your
so
mouth
I was
was
like,
so dry.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm just not even gonna react. And I kind of liked that guy Justin too, even though I made out with everybody at this party. I was kind of like, oh, he was cute, and like, whatever. So then we like went home the next day to Jordan's house.
So what else happens that night? He fingers you and walks off.
Yeah, he might have slept next to me on that couch, and then whatever. We wake up in the morning and we like leave.
So did he have to open your pants, or were you just wearing shorts? What happened?
I was wearing pants. I think he might have opened the button.
Like he had to do something to get in there. Yeah. He wasn't just.
But either way, he had to like, yeah.
He didn't just slide him in. He had to like.
So I guess I have been sexually assaulted, but I just suppressed it in some way because nothing bad really happened in my mind, which I guess is probably not the right.
You had
attitude
could have been worse in your head.
James. Well, never mind. Yeah, my attitude, which I was just on a podcast recently, James Camacho, and it's about yearbooks, and he read, and we'll get to this eventually, but he read the first 2 entries of my journal from being sent away, and he was like, one thing that I've noticed is you say all this bad shit that happens, and then you keep saying, I'll get over it.
Right. And that's also why I keep stopping you, because you've told these stories on other podcasts, and I want to get the stuff you haven't said. So. Yeah,
but I mean, well, okay, fine. So. The point is like, this happened, and then what am I supposed to do? Not get over it and, like, not move on with my fucking life? So, like, yeah, I guess that is technically a traumatizing thing, but I'm just also like, I don't think about this, like, ever.
You know? Get out there, you get back on your horse, and you sing fight song at karaoke.
I choose to get fingered in backyards of bars,
Or Dixie Chicks.
Man, I want to give you a hug right now.
Why?
Just like...
Let's all go sing Dixie Chicks songs at the...
I just want real love in
3 of us.
Anyway.
Real love.
So now I'm at this girl's house for a while, and again, so...
How many days?
I was gone a total of 10.
Okay.
So
what day are we right now?
So we're somewhere, because my like little love affair with Justin
So-
starts blossoming.
Oh, what day was that? Was that like day 3?
So this must have been around day 2, day 3.
Okay,
Day
so
No,
3.
day 3.
Day
So
3,
day
you have your
one-
first kiss.
wait, day 1, taking naked pictures of a lady. Day
No,
2.
no. That happened. I jumped
Later.
ahead. That was
Okay.
somewhere in the middle.
See, so day
And-
1 was kiss or day 2 was kiss?
Day 1 was Suicide Girl. Day 2 might have been Kiss.
Okay.
And then day 3,
That was
4,
the day it's a
5.
party.
You know, and now, well, yeah, day 2 was party, Kiss.
Okay,
blah.
so the next
So
day-
now we're all like, now we're kind of getting into some groove. Then there was like, again, the Lord of the Rings thing, holding Jordan's hair back, taking the pictures of the Suicide Girl. All that is
See,
meat in the middle.
These are all more fun than you're making them because I know you want to get to the end. All right.
Okay, then fine. What do you want to ask me about the neighbors and the
Don't be a dick about it, Katharyn. All right?
Then do it. Ask me what you want to ask me.
Hold on, because we got to stop in a second.
Oh Christ, we're barely even through this.
Exactly. These are way more compelling than you're giving yourself credit for. First of all right?
And this is stuff that you should explore.
Yeah. Like I think there's a lot more. Like your upcoming romance with Justin. Let it bloom.
Jesus.
Let it Judy Blue.
That guy-
Judy
That guy like hates me now.
You know what? We'll find out later. Why?
I'd love to see him again.
You know what? He is probably kind of a restraining order.
I
want to
know what his sign is.
Ooh, let's find out. We'll look him up after. At the
I
end
don't know
of this,
his last name.
we'll find out.
Cash, maybe.
Jesus.
Maybe that's just a porn I watch.
Justin Cash.
No, that's
as long
how
as-
he got paid.
As long as his last name isn't. If he was doing porn, his last name would be Case. So,
Just in case.
I should have stopped at Judy Bloom.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Ah, guys.
Hey, we've all had bangers. And
That's it?
Mash.
No, well, this is a good stopping point. Otherwise, the next part is going to take at least half an hour. I want to get into some of the other things in these days. These days are a lot more filled with intrigue than I think you feel. They're at least pretty funny to me and Misha.
I did get one thing from it that it's weird the things we cling to. I remember Jordan's mom would buy this fresh salsa, you know, like,
Yeah.
not like in a jar, but like at the grocery store. And we would eat them with Ruffles chips. And I thought that was so delicious. And I've never had it the same since then.
Interesting.
That was her takeaway.
That's what the things I'm talking about. Little things like that stick with you.
Yeah.
Interesting. We're gonna get back into Katharyn's whole
This
Chico
feels
adventure.
like a part 2 of like a part 7 series.
Yeah, no,
of
man, we are. Oh,
Chico
wow.
road trip.
You are a PBS docuseries, Katharyn. I don't even know if you realize this.
PBS.
Yeah.
No, there's no way it's on PBS.
That's where a docuseries would be on.
But there's too many curse words.
I'm just using the word docuseries for fun. It's not really that.
Too many 15-year-olds with boobs out. That's
I did
It's
not take
just-
my tits out.
it
I
was
was
just-
not one of those kind of girls.
I didn't think you did. This guy
I'm
is.
still not.
I know you. There's no. That's not your thing. Foot up the ground, maybe. Tits out, no. That's this guy's territory. And with that, guys, I am Mike Suarez. You can follow me at Mike V Suarez.
I'm Misha Han. Hi, Misha Han on Instagram.
Do any of these stories have to do with being an adult?
Yeah,
Okay, my Instagram.
they're
is,
certainly yikes.
my Instagram is ew. That's spelled EW. Girl, you nasty.
All right, look out for her in Edinburgh.
Bye.